Dinosaurs.
He's going straight in.
Well, carry on where you left off. I think the last show was some good work over there from Stefante.
I was laughed at,
Are we going to introduce our guy, Pricey?
AKA.
We've been calling people out, haven't we? Trying to get someone on there. And I think finally.
The only one brave enough so far.
Yeah,
Mr.
come on,
Price.
say your piece.
Yeah, well, if we're talking dinosaurs, I like exactly what you were saying before. Like, all these things, all these conspiracy things people say, that it's all just dot connecting. It's all like a big dot-to-dot thing until you start connecting them together and realise they're all connected to each other. But dinosaurs is directly connected to the belief of evolution. This is why that's there. This is why it's tied in. They're tied in together. And what Stefante said was 100% true. The first discovery was made in the 19th century by the man who wrote the book on dinosaurs before any of them had been discovered, who was a pal of Charles Darwin, who moved in the same circles. So he wrote a book on dinosaurs, left it for a bit. Someone in America, in a river in America, found, I think it's 7 unidentified teeth, and from that moment the first full-scale model of a dinosaur was born. It was made out of massive whale bones. It was sat parading them. People are queuing up to pay to come and see this shit. People, by the man who's conveniently written a book on it, saying, I think I've got a theory that giant lizards roam the earth.
Well, it was created to support Darwinism.
And it's Darwin's power.
That's what it was created for.
So you think, so in this argument, you're thinking maybe thousands of years, dinosaurs and some of the science that's around today will be as discredited as maybe you'd say religion is. Because that's what it feels like. Because it would have been, if you think about how it was then, they didn't have science as we know it is today. They had religion, they had their beliefs in these stories that have been passed down from times gone by, and people believed in them and thought that was that. So you think maybe in thousands of years
no, because the difference is, with dinosaurs and stuff, they're presenting evidence to say
it would have been similar back then, wouldn't it?
But
there was no evidence.
Yeah, but even then, and then in those times when it was that this is what happened, this is it, they would have presented it as evidence, wouldn't they?
Moving slightly on the same topic, but from dinosaurs, on the religion topic, like you said, then what is a religion? Is a religion a belief? Is that what religion is essentially?
It's a system of belief, isn't it?
So if I'm gonna put this to you, then I'm gonna say to you that that anybody that thinks we live on a spinning ball, that is a religion. If you're going to
I'm not saying that because I don't think I'm qualified enough.
But I'm saying to you, if you was someone who said, yeah, I believe we live on a spinning ball, like if you look at this, who says Jesus lived, you'll see books of cartoons and people drawings in. This was Jesus. This is where he lived. This is information about him, and I'll buy that. Look, all that's happened, there's been no solid proof that we live on this so-called spinning ball, which is very tied into dinosaurs and very tied into evolution, as I said earlier, because you have to believe, if you believe Big Bang on ball, you have to believe dinosaurs, you have to believe evolution.
What would it take for you to believe it?
It's something now. It's almost like it's at a level with me now, where it's almost like, I don't know, I'm telling you, that man 5 doors down's a nonce. You're going, no, he's not, he's a lovely man. I'm going, no, I went there at night and seen him. I seen him doing nonsense shit. And you're going, nah, he's lovely, I'm lovely, he's lovely. So you know, until you've gone down and looked for yourself and you've seen it, yeah?
So it'd take you going to space?
No, that's what's a real photos.
Yeah, but
then if you were to see real photos, how would you know they're real? I'm not agreeing with you, but what I'm saying is, if you were to see real photos, because the argument would be, you've seen real photos.
Well,
NASA said these photos are CGI.
They're composite images.
So for them saying they're CGI...
What is a photo? A photograph is essentially, the first thing of a photo was something gets open, so a bit of that light gets burnt onto something in it, as if the first photograph was. Now we do that digitally now. But like, if you said to me now, he's just committed a murder, I've got him on CCTV leaving the thingy, but you'd had the best doctor that, yeah, and put a body in there of someone else who did it really cleverly, yeah, there'd be an expert who could come in and say that photo has been doctored. You know, like back in the day when these ghost photos were coming out, they can be assessed and like, that photo's doctored, that's not a real photo. NASA don't even claim their photos are photos. They're not photos. If you think of this, let me tell you, this is one thing that's massive. You watch that rocket leave, yeah? Big fanfare, whoa. What the rocket actually does then is go like this. If you actually watch it, it curves down. But then you watch what you actually see as behind the screen. You see a rocket go up, their actors go like this, woo, and then they're in HD, yeah, on the spaceship. Now here's what I want to know: when that thing leaves the Earth's atmosphere, supposedly, yeah, it's got to go through 20,000 satellites and millions of pieces of space junk, yeah, at 17,500 miles an hour. Now, that bit's great, a rocket going up a bit. I want to see this thing navigating past satellites at 17,000 miles an hour and dock onto the other ship, the other space station that's moving at 17,500 miles an hour. And you think of all the journeys, that is the most impressive feat a human has done.
So you're sort of saying it's as if they're proving enough, but then there's bits that are missing.
It's an illusion. They're giving you an illusion. They're creating an illusion, like any bit of... Here's what I'm saying it is. I'm saying it is this. Since the moon landings, it goes deeper because you have to really look at the... Really quickly is the Antarctic Treaty. Yeah? Something happened when Antarctica was explored in the 50s, yeah? And a chain of events happened. Operation Fishbowl...
Admiral Byrd.
Admiral Byrd, yeah. Something happened about that.
Do you know anything
yeah,
about
well, this is...
So Admiral Byrd was... You know,
I'm just
Admiral
listening for a minute.
Admiral is someone high up in there. You gotta be
Naval,
high, yeah.
Naval, yeah.
Yeah, he took. This is facts. Yeah, this is on classified papers. Yeah, they took like 5 battleships.
How do you know? How do you know if it's on classified papers?
Because it comes out after 50 years, isn't it? It's a 50-year thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he took.
Okay, wait a second. Let's just pause for
So
a
we're believing the people again.
There we go. Okay, so everything is fake, but the paper you see is real.
But here's what, if you don't take anything, I'm not saying this didn't even happen.
I think,
I'm just saying
I think maybe what they're arguing is it's something that's been released, so it's classified at the time, so they weren't allowed to release it at the time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why wouldn't that be fake also?
I think this was that big a thing that you could actually do your research and document people who went. There's
okay,
people
so this is
they
real.
put him in a mental home and they killed him off.
Okay,
so when was this? In the 50s?
Carry on your story. I'm sorry.
Just after World War II, yeah, and they believe Nazis went to Antarctica. So he took, and I'm talking battleships, over like 5,000 people.
Loads of massive army, man.
I heard like 100 people came back. That's how it was a big war. And this he written in his book. There's been many witnesses who've done their own books from people. But he went down there, and from that day they signed every country.
Yeah, they started off with about 20. Yeah.
To Russia signed it. No one, no corporation.
You can't go there. You cannot go there.
You can't go there.
If you go on a trip to Antarctica, yeah, you can pay it's a lot of money. It's about $7 bags. You can go on a trip there. You can go on like a little trip.
Yeah, you have to go down to Peru or something, and then you get.
Yeah, they fly you there. You stay in a little base, and you fly back. That doesn't prove anything or disprove anything that's being said. The chain of events that we'll carry on with is that happened. That definitely happened. An exploration happened.
What happened? Something happened.
Something happened. An exploration, and some sort of exploration happened. Then they went mental with firing stuff into the sky, and this is documented as well. I think this is Operation Fishbowl. They went nuts with firing rockets up. Yeah,
nuclear weapons.
Yeah, nuclear weapons. This is before any space travel or anything. They went mental. This is not just America. This is all over the world. It's like they're trying to see how high something is. You look this stuff up. Then that stopped. Then here's the clever stuff. Then Roswell happened. Yeah. Then loads and loads and loads of movies come out with space, aliens, space travel, space. That was out for... You look at how many movies come out with this from this time here, 50s and 60s, yeah? How many space movies there was, yes? You're getting this absorbed into your brain now, and your imagination's getting took away, space travel. Then what do? They land on a man on the moon. But what do they get to do when they land a man on the moon? They get to take a photo of Earth. So that until this moment, no one knew really where we lived.
True that.
No one knew really where we lived till that moment there.
I got suckered in when we spoke about it, and you weren't even pro, so...
Say again?
I got suckered in when you were speaking about it, and I was like, I'm agreeing, but it's tough, isn't it?
It's deep, but...
Hey, have you heard about the scientists back in the 30s or 20s? You went on like
a balloon?
Went up with a balloon. He said the Earth looked like a plate.
Yeah, and he's got a photo of it, a black and white one, didn't he?
Black and white photo. He said the Earth looked like... He said it was like that.
Yeah, he went up to like, what did he go up to? Something high, didn't he? 100K or something, 100,000 feet. Yeah, that's
a scientist side.
The concept of the Earth isn't a globe; it's a lie, and it's perpetuated. I don't understand the reason why. Steph said we've had the conversation before.
Hide the creator.
But I still don't think.
Here's another thing as well. Here's another massive thing.
We argue enough about that as it is without having to perpetuate something completely.
Religion does that, and you got to think of it's these higher ups in religion that orchestrate. If you're looking back in the past, you know, the Inquisition and all this heresy, not heresies, and they telling the truth. Like, I used to get put on the stake for that shit. You know what I mean? Killed in the most horrific ways.
But what has that got to do with the Earth being round or flat?
If I kill enough of you and put it in your head after 100 years,
but here's what I'm going to say. Psychologically, if you actually look at this is scientific as well. If you look at the animals that are in safaris and that, you know, they get put there to get put on a safari, you can put them in the middle of thousands of acres, yeah, and they'll just roam around, free as a bird. The minute they discover the edge of the safari, the fence, they become obsessed with it. They become obsessed with what's this, what's the edge of the fence. They will go away, but they'll come back. You watch these animals, they'll beat a fence. You know, if you actually look at these things, they get once they've discovered it, it starts a chain of events. Well, if we are blocked in here, if we was blocked in here, then that'd have, I think, a lot. We're made to think we're insignificant, basically. Just, oh, we're here spinning, we're fuck all, just go do your job and da. But hang on a minute, there's loads going on. Here's the most important thing is, not one human being on this planet or plane, whatever it may be, work this out. Nobody ever went, hang on a minute, you see that sun up there and the moon up there? Yeah, I think we're on a ball, I think we're spinning around that one, I think that one's spinning around us. If you've never heard nothing, I've told you that now, you'd phone the doctors for me. Because you go, how have you worked that out?
But for me, is what would it take to ratify that it's actually true?
What's true is we live on a ball. We don't.
We live on a ball.
Because if you have to, once you see, like I said to you, once you see, you see. If you've seen the ISS mess ups and that, they're joke. Like, I'll tell you how it's done. The illusion they give to us when they're stood in front of you bobbing, they always do the same stuff, don't they? Oh. They always do the same thing. You ever look what they do on the ISS? They're never doing anything. There's two ways of doing it. How they give you the illusion. Yeah, they're either on, you know, see how magicians fly across stage and that, you know, in reality.
On wire.
On the wires, yeah, around the waist thing, yeah. They're either on one of them because they're always ever trying to show you them spinning. Oh, what are we doing up there today? Just one of these little spins again, yeah. That's how they do that illusion there. There's another one that can go on for a long time. The other illusion is that it's done in a vomit comet. You know, about a plane. You know how you can go and do a trick yourself?
Yeah.
And they have one of them.
On that argument, if they're doing it in the vomit comet, how would that science work? Because you're talking about...
Do it underwater?
Gravity.
No, the spacewalk's done underwater. I'm on about when they're on the ISS. They're pretending to be on the ISS.
So I know what you're saying about that plane that goes up and then it's 0 G because it's just on the. But how would that 0 G work on what you're saying is the Earth isn't a globe?
Because there's no gravity because it's density. Like what you've got to realise about gravity is like. Do you remember when you was at school? You used to have them density jars. If you put like syrup, oil, like a nut, sand and things, you know, like in one of them jars, and it all just finds its level. That's all it is. It's all just finding its level. Anything that's not on its natural density level has had a force applied to it. Like people say to you, well, I'm jumped coming back down. I'm saying, you applied a force, you jumped, you're heavier than the air, so you fell back down to where you are on this density spectrum. That's all. That's everything is. That's the density and buoyancy, the proven, testable, repeatable sciences. Which is what science is. Science should be observable, measurable, testable and repeatable. If I discovered some potassium when I was in England and I cut out a centimetre bit of it and dropped it in water and it blew up and I measured the sound and measured the thing and I measured someone in Brazil and said, have you found some potassium? They said, yeah, I've got potassium. I said, if you put about a centimetre of it in and drop it in and did an explosion, I think the sound, and he did it, went boom. Oh, that's science.
So, okay.
That is what science is.
On that basis as well then, so the edge.
It's not like what you think it is.
No, but if it's not, because the science works for me, if you think about it on a base level, that you can never find an edge of it because you're always walking around. So if you had a tiny ping pong ball and something extremely microscopic, that would have, being microscopic on that tiny ping pong ball, it'd appear that you're on something flat because you're not covering enough of a surface area for it to appear curved. And as you're walking round, tiny and microscopic, walking round and round, it will always appear flat because the surface area will never change because the amount of area that you're on will never change.
Do you know the curvature chart for that ping pong ball would have a mathematical curvature chart? You could send that to an engineer or mathematician, they'd tell you if you move a centimetre across from flat, that's how much the dip is, and if you move, John Stanton saying it's a mathematical done by the radius and circumference, maths, and Pythagorean theorem, whatever it is. But the 25,000 mile in circumference ball we supposedly live on also has a formula to work out how much that dip is, and it's miles squared times 8 inch.
So where were the mathematicians telling us it's all bullshit?
No, the mathematicians, listen, this is not debated. This is agreed by NASA, by me. When I first found this out, I made sure I had it checked before I even spoke to anybody. I had it checked by an engineer and had it checked by a qualified mathematician. Yeah, they said, yeah,
and NASA agrees.
NASA agrees in this maths, yeah? So here's what that equates to. This is when it gets real deep, and this is what proves instantly we don't live on one, from observations and your knowledge of water. Over 1 mile it dips 8 inch, but because it's not a slope, so it doesn't go 8 16 thing, it's a curve, so it gets greater over miles. If you think back in the day, something as simple as this, how did ships navigate from lighthouses, yes? Ships at night have been able to navigate see lighthouses on clear nights from like 50, 60, 70 miles. People can see from this coast to this coast with a telescope. The curve is not there. This is happening all around the world, yeah? People are going...
I thought ships navigated way back when by the stars.
Yeah, by the stars as well, but like they'll...
Even, let me ask you this one. If you're going by...
Hang on.
Slow down.
If you just agreed that they navigated by...
The stars, they made sure they missed coast.
What are the stars then?
The stars are a beautiful mystery. The stars are little lights in the sky, same as the planets are.
You guys are knowledgeable in this subject, yeah? So you know what sort of money NASA gets.
Better.
52 million a day, just NASA.
So a day.
A day, just
NASA.
And worldwide, it's 200 plus billion a year.
200 billion a year.
And
That's a lot of money.
United Nations estimated eradicating poverty money is 50 billion a year.
Okay.
Worldwide.
The reason I say this is you guys, you deem yourself as critical thinkers outside the box. You're looking at things differently from other people. You know when you see pictures of the globe from NASA and you see that one's different from that one, and you're like, that's different.
Africa's 10 times bigger than Israel.
Do you actually believe you're the only people that see that it's different and that NASA doesn't know that?
Sometimes, yes, I do believe that sometimes, yeah.
So you know NASA knows. Do you believe that if they wanted it to look like the... And I don't believe there's a space station up there. But do you believe that if they wanted it to look like a space station...
I think I know where you're going with this and on what you're saying. I'm not agreeing with what they're saying, but the biggest way to discredit someone is just to say, that's fucking crazy, man.
No, I'm not even saying crazy. I'm saying, do you believe that if they wanted to make it to look realistic with how many £billion budget a year, they couldn't make it realistic?
Do you know how bad it is?
Do you know when we're watching movies, yeah, and you can completely buy into that movie. You see Superman actually flying. You don't see strings. You don't see, oh, that looks fake. You're like, he's flying. Do you think that NASA can't do that if they wanted to do that?
They try and do that. They try.
I think these are Easter eggs for people like you.
Oh, you reckon they're in on the joke?
They're Easter eggs for people like you because you're critical thinkers. Now you're the most dangerous kind of people because you're thinking outside.
No,
the
you're
box.
trying to say it's a psyops.
If they keep you distracted by all these things, you ain't concerned about the shit they're really doing. While you're concerned about flat Earth,
there's a massive there's the big thing, isn't there, that they reckon, especially the US and the majority of the big world governments, the superpowers, they reckon that the technology they actually have at hand is 40, 50 years ahead.
Well, obviously.
It's an Area 51 situation.
What is Area 51?
Area 51, where everybody goes and goes, oh, wonder what they got there. Meanwhile, Area 52 is where they got all this shit.
Yeah, that's what's right.
But
Area
they're
51
like,
was nothing.
no, there's nothing here.
No, but there's that area, isn't there? I don't think it's Area 51. It's somewhere else.
You got S1
there's
base.
There's no gate. There's no gate
if
or
you
whatever.
know
but
about it,
you drive along, and then
real.
suddenly some military will turn up and be like, "You need to turn around."
If you know about it, it's not real.
So you don't think there is an Area 51?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
If they want to hide something, you won't know about it. That's the reality. So when they're showing you all this shit and this document from here, they don't have. You're saying they have to release. They don't have to release anything to the public.
Yeah, but regardless of that,
what do they have to release?
I agree with you.
I get what he's saying there, because with what you're saying is discrediting the stuff that they're telling us, but then you're saying at the same breath they've released something that they're hidden. But then I suppose if they've hidden it for 50 years, when they hid it 50 years ago, they wouldn't have known.
How do you know it was hidden for 50 years? It's my point. Let me just say this. If I had a document and said, this has been hidden for 50 years, how the fuck do you know I've hid it for 50 years?
But you can know.
It's a hell of a rabbit hole.
Here's what we're saying. We're saying Admiral Byrd and some people went and did some mad expedition. And after this expedition, a treaty was signed.
That treaty is a fact.
The treaty's still around now with more and more countries on it.
But I think what Steph's saying is, they want you to know this. And that's definitely they want you to know this.
What I'm trying to tell you is this. Do you know how bad I think it is? You know, when I watch some of this shit sometimes, I'm like this, I feel like headbutting a hammer, yeah, and I think, I think we're meant to clock this and they've got another plan after. I think the sheep...
It's programming though, simple as that.
This is literally my point.
The sheep are meant to clock this, but we're too thick. You can't even, they're like, we're trying to show...
But let me tell you this, if you look deep into Freemasonry, you understand that the rule of the game is you have to tell them before you do something. You have to give info. You have to. You know why? Because when it comes down to the end game, they can say, well...
I'll let them know.
I let him know. Ain't my fault if you didn't wake up. There's about 100 movies telling you about the same shit.
Yeah.
There's 100 games telling you about the same shit.
And it filters
constantly.
Look, they can get on team. You know, if you can clock it and you wiggle your way through this and that, you probably get on team with them.
But even to the fact is, flat Earth, round Earth. At the end of the day, yeah. My grandfather went to war with the Nazis.
Yeah, same, man.
And it's a fact that the Nazis created NASA.
But
yeah, they had their hand in creating that.
No,
Operation
Urban Van Braun,
Paperclip.
whatever. Yeah, Operation Paperclip brought over all the scientists, but Warner Van Braun, what is his name?
Yeah.
The man whose rockets were designed to bomb us back in the day. Yeah. He owns NASA. He's the one who was the director back in the day before he died.
That's what happens, isn't it? If you've got something to offer, and if you've got something
what?
to offer,
get a treaty,
if you've got something to offer, like they lost the war. But they had something to offer.
Believe that. So you believe these people who went to war
didn't have the technology or the thought to develop these rockets.
So the Nazis didn't actually lose because they've gone into the highest positions of society.
We're bypassing what this war is now. Because I'm going to even take you back to then. Do you know something that my great granddad fought in that First World War? I used to wear his medals with pride till we got burgled as a kid. I wore them that much. The ribbons were flocked. They weren't even worth nothing. Yeah. But at the end of it all, the years have gone by. Years and years went by after my granddad died, and I seen a photo on the net. And my great granddad was the one that was in the First World War, and I never met him. I seen a photo of King George V and the Kaiser of Germany. This is World War I. These two are beefing each other. Listen, these two now are sending hundreds of thousand people to kill hundreds of thousand people. This is what I found out. These two are cousins, yeah? And the photo is of them like planning how they're going to kill each other's people. So if you imagine I'm at war with you, bro, do you think I'm going to come and stand with you and plan how you're going to kill my people?
It's all a game.
Yeah, but they're not us. King George and that Kaiser guy aren't us.
That's
all it means.
If they're a blood, flesh and man human, they are us. They think they're better than us.
I know. It's a means to an end, isn't it? And what does war create? War creates wealth for a lot, through people at the top. Can you imagine selling something?
But war also deletes history.
Don't need to buy another one.
You can create history.
That's what war is. Like, I don't want to get too deep into conspiracies with war, but war is literally just a massive money-making machine.
But then how? No, because that's, like I said, that's bullshit. Because these people have all the money.
You don't think they want more?
But let me tell you now then.
It's more. These people have the means to know how the earth was created. Am I lying? They have the means, the money to do anything they want. They don't want no more money.
Since 16, yeah, I was fully signed up to go in the army, yeah. Passed the mental thing, top marks, because of the military police.
Lies.
Mother.
That's the bit you find foot with. That's the bit you go, lies. Now he's talking shit.
I'm telling you the truth, but listen to this. They didn't let me end up going because of an inhaler issue. Anyway, but I didn't end up going. But not long after that, I ended up clocking this 9/11 thing. It weren't long after that, maybe a year or something, or maybe around the same time. I clocked this 9/11
What year was it?
It was I was still at school, so it must have been 16 or something like that. It must have been 16. So I must have been trying to sign up at the army, then must have clocked this not long after. But if we're going to be real about it, whatever the views on 9/11, but this is really important, because if what people are saying is true about 9/11, that a man in the cave planned it and it's a terrorist world issue, then the wars I would have gone to, Iraq and Afghanistan, and wars my pals went to and lost friends in and got mashed up in, yeah, were both complete lies. Like, there's no, you can't now go, 9/11 was an inside job, and then go, bro, these people are still walking into our schools and signing our kids up.
Yeah, no, but even on 9/11, even if you believe that it was Osama bin Laden, we shouldn't have gone to war with Afghanistan and Iraq. It should have been.
These guys come from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, this is right.
So with 9/11, I think two planes hit the Twin Towers.
You believe that?
I think two planes hit it. I think they did. But I remember
watching. Did it bring it down?
No.
I
remember watching it as a kid. So when was it? 2001.
Yeah.
So I would have been 12. I remember watching it then, and then when the towers fell, watching it live on the news, thinking, surely those buildings would have been built strong enough because they're that tall to withstand the plane hitting.
At what, 10?
I I was 12 years old. I
12
thought that then.
years old,
And then even then when you look at it, like, and they fell so perfect. Like, woo! Not like, falling off, smashing.
There was no bending.
I think the 9/11 thing's a non-starter with people without. I don't even think people believe it themselves. I don't think anybody actually believes that a plane hitting a building can make it just collapse.
Everything that came after it was so perfect. They were able to easily invade Iraq without any like sort of we've got to do that.
But you don't. People don't understand. Like, I understand deep in their heart they know it's complete. But they murdered supposedly 3,000 people, but that's bullshit. You know how many people died that day?
Millions of people died after the wars of that, man.
I'm talking about that day. You know how many people didn't come home that day? They'd say 3,000. A lot more than that, mate. It's peak. Like when you got the fire brigade saying they were driving over body parts in their section. That's deep. Like thousands, tens,
people have gone.
Thousands of people died that day.
Millions died in the wars after. Anyway, the bombs get dropped and the bombs. People profit off every bullet that's being fired. People are making pounds, man.
Fallujah. That first day of Fallujah, you can watch the videos. They sent like 100,000 rockets. You just see it. Vroom,
my issue was as well. You know when they did the Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It's like being in that reality. Just imagine you're in Afghanistan and a lot of farmers and things like that. They didn't even know what was happening. Like
they just see some motherfuckers flying down on a helicopter.
You haven't never seen a car before.
There's a Apache helicopter.
But you know about these people defeated. Like they say, Afghanistan can't be taken over by these people.
It's literally some areas of the country are literally a fortress.
The caves, underground caves.
They fought
because they sent a bomb and it killed those people.
No, I'm talking about
I remember that bomb.
You see these wars though, Iraq and Afghanistan. You actually go and look at the actual start and how they start. There ain't no troops on the ground when these wars start.
What, like Cat Williams says?
It's a submarine. It's a submarine.
You don't fight wars that way anymore. You don't fight wars that way.
The submarine, 100 miles off the coast, fire £1 million missiles, and they fire about 300 and something before they even set foot on there.
But you know what Cat Williams says? Like, name me what the Iraqi uniform looks like.
Insurgents.
Don't worry, I'll wait. Because it's true, mate. You're killing people with flip flops.
Desert Storm 1. In 1991, it was more of a war, wasn't it? Because they don't fought back. When they went again.
You can't take over a country in a day and call it a war. Like.
When they went again, like you said, literally, can you imagine, like, let's fuck these motherfuckers up. Everything going off. And then, even that, was it live on the news? We now go live to Baghdad.
What frustrates me as well is that the heroes line they give them.
This is what happens though. Some of
Gone to these countries and kill these people. Look at them protecting us from who exactly?
Army man.
They ain't coming here.
My army friends are the most. Listen, let me tell you this now. You know, you speak to people on these sort of subjects in all walks of life. You get some that are there, some that float around the middle. You see, with army people, let me tell you this now. There's no middle with them.
No, there ain't.
They're either. I've got friends that 100% know everything that I'll speak about. Like, everything I speak about, they know. Yeah, of course that. Yeah, of course they're protecting poppy fields and the heroin production gone up. Of course this I was doing.
And then on the other side,
when they speak, they'll be there going, no, he's a conspiracy theorist. There's no middle
for freedom.
You've either got to come to a deep realisation. You've either got to come to this realisation. I'm murdered for some old paedophile.
You're murdering people.
Yeah, in the name of wrongness. If you went to Iraq and Afghanistan, I can't study World War I properly, or this and that. But you see Afghanistan and Iraq, I studied it. I watched the whole thing unfold in front of me in my eyes. My friends have been there, and I know, off 9/11, them two wars are fraudulent, money-making, power-making machine moves. That's what they are.
Here's the reality, and this is what it goes back to that flat Earth thing. We know that. People know.
No, you say we don't.
No.
Small percentage.
No.
They need to know.
Listen. The war in Iraq was propagated on the back of weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. This is why we're going. Everybody knows that they didn't have them.
They don't though, because people laugh when people
laugh. Everybody knows that they didn't have weapons of mass destruction.
Even the Chilcot inquiry, it was rubbish anyway. Even just
but that's literally my point. People don't care.
Well, you can't they do crack in the head. They do go fuck.
And do what?
The thing is, I don't know. Like you say, Steph, I don't know what it's going to take for people to go. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's my point.
But you won't, because you know what it is. You know what your whole mind frame there is wrong with, because instantly something's gone into one and put it out the box and gone, oh, what other people do?
But then
forget that whole what other people do.
When we think more,
no, what am I going to do?
What have I realised?
Literally, what am I going to do? I'm going to do nothing.
If you tell people, inform people.
But on that, like when there've been the terrorist attacks, when we had in France, Paris, trucks, and we had Westminster, and then we had London Bridge and stuff like that.
What, the recent Westminster one?
Not the recent.
Remember that conversation?
Not the recent Westminster one, the one where people died, but
not just barriers.
not just mashed up barriers and some broken and some deflated tyres. But when you look at it, and it's like, right, okay, then we need to go to Syria, we need to bomb the fuck out of Syria, we need to do this, and it's like, yeah, but we'll never win. Yeah, we will. We'll get ISIS, and we'll do. Yeah, but every time you kill a little child or someone's mother or someone's dad in this faraway desert, arid land that no one's ever been in, every time you kill one of them, you're arming even a British person that follows that religion to go, oh, they're fucking going over there blowing the shit out of weddings and stuff. So what I'll do is, I'll do exactly the same thing, run a load of innocent people over because that'll be getting them back. And you try and say that to people, and people are like, yeah, but you're agreeing with them. Like, it's no. It's war now. Wars aren't fought like they were in the First World War and the Second World War. They're fought in senses of you bomb one place and then some random nutter guy goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in a car and I'm going to run a load of innocent people.
I don't believe for a second that anybody in this country and America is doing revenge attacks on our country. Not one. I believe they're happening in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, they're suicide bombing there.
No, think about it. If you're in a house and your baby's just got bombed, you're going to do something.
Nah, because you got to think about it.
Yeah, but
these mans ain't got big artillery.
I'm talking on the ground.
Yeah, but do you know the guy, one of the guys that the suicide bomber for the Ariana Grande concert, Theresa May, when she was Home Secretary, signed off on the operation to let those men, that group, leave Manchester or wherever they lived to go to Libya to fight against Gaddafi, and then she signed off on them letting them back in.
Can we talk about that guy? Because that was absolute bullshit in my eyes.
In what sense?
You can't walk into a concert with a rucksack at all. Let's start with that lie. You cannot just walk into a venue.
He wasn't in the actual concert, he was in the foyer outside before.
You can't walk into a foyer. You cannot walk in there.
And some of these
can't
things,
walk into a building. You've been to concerts, right? You cannot do it.
If you look into
Let's start with that.
The whole thing comes down to divide and conquer. If you know the real how to run this game, yeah, it's divide and conquer. Divide them by sex, divide them by religion.
I don't.
But what scares me, people don't want to know about that though. You try and say to them, that person is indifferent to you.
When you say people, you can't generalise people, because let me tell you this now.
I'm saying like the general public.
Forget that, because you could have 10 conversations with 10 people. Do you know what it is? 9 of them, you've wasted your time. See the one of them that's worth that actually clicks with. It's worth every convo you have.
Yeah, but then it's people, because 9 out of 10.
How can we do anything? How can
but that's people then.
Yeah, but for every, like you say, so like 1 out of 10 people, if you convince them,
it's more now. It's more now.
You
got to remember. When I first started on this stuff, it couldn't. I just tell you outside one night. I remember first speaking to my boys. All of them, Stefan was all there. I think Diz might have been there still. It was that long ago. And I remember first, I clocked it. And I remember first telling my boys about it. There's about 13 of us out yet, and I've had 12 of all of my mates laughing at me. For me, of a little tiny nothing I've got, all I've got is my voice and a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. Yeah. Have I made people think and have I made people clock?
But even
one man, as one man.
But on that,
yeah, as one man, what could you do?
But
no. I get what you're saying,
what
but
you
need to understand my reality is. I'm not going to do anything.
No, I'll get that.
I'm literally not going to do anything.
With that attitude, you're not though. So
no, if you
know, what attitude should I have, Jack?
No.
Like, should I want to
break it down after a terror attack or something, or we were discussing bombing Syria again? I put a status about. What, the only way we're going to win the war on terror, well, we're not going to win it because
I don't
care. The only way that it will stop is if we stop participating in it. And someone's like, "That's absolutely rubbish. We're not going to stop it doing this way." I was like, yeah, but we will. We will. If we stop doing that, then we won't see the reprisals. I know you're saying that you don't think they're actual reprisals, but we won't see that going on. We just need to stop participating in it.
Just leave them alone.
I brought the guy round. Adrian on Facebook.
So look,
to do what?
Let me tell you something.
Is that going to change foreign policy?
Let me tell you something.
That's another person that doesn't believe the bullshit.
Until somebody else.
I'm being suckered in.
Until somebody else comes round and changes his mind again, because he seems like a fickle motherfucker to me.
Let me tell you something really important now. The real deal of this, the real deal of it, and the real back backward mentality that makes me, like I say, want to headbutt the corner of that table of how people's heads work. We're going to listen to this. Spend as worldwide $1 trillion plus a year to go and help people, yeah? You're listening to me, by bombing them and killing them all. That's $1 trillion a year. I'll say it again. The United Nations estimate of eradicating poverty is $50 billion a year. So we could give people that haven't got water, give people that haven't got food, give people that haven't got shelter for $50 billion a year, but we're going to go and help them, yeah, with a $1 trillion budget that guarantee you 70 or 80% of that $1 trillion is profit for companies that are charging you for that tank and charging you for that missile and charging you for that bullet. So then we stop giving it up. There's people that guarantee you now in this country, having this conversation with people, fucking it's absolutely horrible. Like, you see Doris down the road, number 93, she's got no fucking heating. Council hasn't helped her. The fucking funding's been stopped. She's fucking freezing in there, she hasn't had for 4 days.
What, Doris?
Here's what I'm saying to you. Here's what I'm saying to you. People stood up and went, hang on, Doris is fucked down there. Even politicians are going to shag kids, they ain't bothered about us. Let's go and help her.
Maybe if our critical thinkers weren't looking at the sky and whether the earth was that shit would change.
But even on a local
we have
level,
to let them see the level of deception. We have to let them see the level of deception first.
But even on a local level, you don't have to look at, what is it, Northampton
No.
they were bankrupt. They look back, they're paying money for fucking Lancaster flypasts, and they bought a box at the Northampton Saints. Corrupted in Gotham City.
You think I'm on the other side?
Sometimes I feel like you are.
I'm absolutely not.
He's tested us.
I'm absolutely not.
He does it all the time. I can't remember what we did. We did a video once. And he was saying things.
He is, isn't he?
Baby.
What gift do I give you?
Dama went, and Kurt, and he went, I completely agree. Fuck off!
He loves the drama, man.
You guys are woke, and I'm proud of that. But you will eventually, and trust me, this is going to happen. You will reach a next level.
No, the next
That's
level
where
is,
I'm at.
what did I say to you outside?
I said to you
outside.
Like, life is short.
There was 4.
It's
different, isn't it?
So there's a picture, it's even Instagram, and it's there with this. She's either 15 or 16 years old, and it's timestamps for 2016. So it's like, yeah, okay, it's just a picture of a fag, that's all right. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's another picture that's recently him with the same girl. She's now 18, and it's something like her birthday party, or I can't believe we've got back together again, or might not be that deep. But then it just begs the question. It's just sort of like, oh honey, what is you doing?
Leave Drake alone, man.
Millie Bobby. Yeah, I'm a massive Drake fan. Like,
I'm not.
But yeah. You're not, but
I just say
Millie Bobby Brown, right? Millie Bobby Brown's 15, 14, and she's like, oh yeah, we text all the time. It's like, oh.
Why?
It's
What if he's doing a mentor sort of thing?
Do you know the music industry and model industry?
Would that be that bad?
Listen, music industry. let me break it down for you briefly.
I'm just asking the fucking.
Music industry and model industry are the same
Hang
thing.
on. So,
what if he's just being a mentor?
what is you doing?
That could be cool.
As a 30, it could be cool, but
you work with kids.
I speak to loads of kids on my Facebook every day. Every day I'm speaking to kids from 11, 12 upwards.
Okay.
And like I say, if they want to take my conversations out, they can take them wherever they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pricey was texting the 12-year-old.
Saying, come studio. Yes, I'll give you some free studios.
It could happen, but this is the problem.
The end of the day, all of them, you don't understand what happens behind but closed
What do you mean
doors.
all of
This is
them?
what I'm trying to say.
You can't say all of them.
9% of them.
Please, let me spell it out.
And 90% of statistics are made up.
Here's the reality. Modern industry and music industry.
What, black crime? That's all made up? Like the deaths of black youth in America? That's not made up.
Statistics are made up.
No. Stats never lie, but liars can use stats.
Let me just spell it out basically for you. Listen, I'm telling you now for a fact.
Did you just go out
Model industry and
Bad
music
Jack.
industry. Both of these industries, model industry and music industry,
Escorts.
can make anybody famous they wish at any time. Let me tell you this now.
Yes, of course
I
they can.
sometimes
Look
see
at Eminem.
Make anyone famous at any time. Make anyone famous at any time.
It's an X Factor.
Holla at your boy at Janet Kid Twitter. JANN.
So here's what I'm saying to you. If they see this bird, and you can listen, this is not conspiracy, I say. If you go and ask them, they'll some load of them tell you this casting couch is real. Because this producer that's got the best studio,
It started
and the best
somewhere, didn't it?
producer,
It
they can
started
grab
somewhere.
anybody who can't sing. Have you heard Victoria Beckham's non-auto-tune vocals? Do you know what I'm saying?
Britney. Mariah Carey.
They'll make anyone.
Who's this Aggie?
Anyone.
The Iggy girl.
Yeah.
I don't have to say no
They can
more.
make both of them to make anyone a star. So what happens is, when you want stardom, when your main aim is stardom, you will sacrifice things. You will sacrifice your own body. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? When you've got a man there going, yeah, I'll make you up.
But as the saying goes, you sell your soul to the devil, don't you?
I don't. Yeah, that's the saying. Yeah.
Do you believe that in all artists? Because I don't.
In all
Artists.
not in all artists.
Who do you believe isn't an industry poor?
What
was?
On that though, what
You could talk how many genres?
Yeah, but what?
No, any genre.
Yeah, but what completely blew it wide open?
Bob
for me?
Marley.
Lauren Hill.
Yeah, but what blew it
Because
completely
they
wide
fucked
open
her
for me
No.
is the whole Jimmy Savile thing.
Yeah,
But you don't understand.
Hang on. But for so long and brazenly, and
fam.
seeing that, and someone for that long was
kids'
allowed
hospital.
to
Fam.
get away with it.
Fuck that.
Let's not go. Let's
No,
not go too deep.
My
but-
father was in hospital. The same his words. The only reason he didn't touch my father, yeah, is because he was black. Even the other kids were saying this guy's a nonce.
Thanks to this shit after all.
My father got taught a bad boy
met him.
chess move.
We don't
by
get
Jimmy
taken by
Savile.
terrorists
My
or
uncle met
paedophiles.
him. My uncle
Love it.
met him, and it was before it all came out. My uncle met him. I remember him telling the story. My uncle, he was in like Beats International and stuff when they were coming through, and he said he met him, and I said, so what was he like? And it was before it all come out, all the horrible shit. And he was just like, just fucking weird guy. Just
But I don't
But-
so much blame Jimmy Savile. I blame the parents.
Nah, because he was actually physically
Have you ever seen
taken.
the show?
Nah.
Have you ever seen the show?
He was
I
allowed
sat down.
to.
You don't blame Jimmy Savile.
Listen, I sat down and watched the show, and there was these kids sitting there, and it was like, "Come and sit here," and they were like, "Fuck no,"
Steph.
and the parents like, "Go and sit on Jimmy's house."
The parents said it's
that
gone to
happened.
iconism and fame anyway. The parents said
Steph.
that my kids with a
but
Jimmy
Steph,
Savile.
What do you think I would have done in that situation?
Yeah, but Steph.
Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah, but Steph.
Nah,
Steph.
my kid ain't sitting on your lap.
Steph, that was happening, but even at the BBC, in the green room or room that had ready for him, he'd be going back there and there'd be, maybe not kids, but teenagers waiting.
That's what. Nah, fuck
Yeah, but
all that.
Where's their parents at?
Bro, this is what I'm trying to say to you.
Where's
You
the
know
parents
all
at?
this stuff.
But then
Well, you don't think that's carrying on
And
to
listen,
this day?
I don't realise the level of this shit. I remember being at a 50 Cent concert years ago, yeah. Literally years and years and years ago.
Might have been when I threw a pint over a girl, but it was.
Oh, it was years ago at Birmingham, what it was called at them times.
O2?
The
you see he
International
played it-
Station.
Oh, in NEC.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying to you, it come, and I remember near the end of this thingy, yeah, I've watched a man with a big massive gold chain, bowling through the thing, going like this, pointing to two guys and pulling them out.
no,
You
no.
know, see deep down now? Deep down I'm thinking now, them girls could have been 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, because they're telling you now, they weren't 30.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying to you?
but on that, I've been at like raves and festivals and stuff, and there's been like men waiting around, and like in our group of friends when we go to raves and festivals and stuff, like there's a big group of us, and there's lots of girls, and there's lots of small looking girls, good looking girls, and we're at these raves, and if you turn your back, you're not noticing too long, and one of your mates is like that fucked. They're there. It's like fucking. It's like Jaws. It's like they
Horny
smell.
guys.
They smell the fucking blood, and they're what is it on my big fat gypsy wedding? Grabbing that kind of thing. It's that.
This is what happened the other day. I DJ'd in Nottingham 3 weeks ago. I DJ'd at a club
I
in
just stopped
Nottingham.
myself from saying something.
You know, but do you know what? Do you know what would bring a stop to it? Men calling them out on it. Not saying
Yes, you have to.
men calling them out on
already
it.
doing the job. This is what happened.
Because the girl goes, hey, just grab it. Everyone's like, oh, she's fucking.
I did-
That turn around like. Well, the thing is though, you turn around and there's a guy fucking 6'2", fucking he goes, what are you doing, man?
That's what it is. That's really it.
Ah,
I
and you go.
DJ'd at a club in Nottingham literally 4 weeks ago. I was stone cold sober. I just really enjoyed the night. Really had a mix and looked around.
Oh, I bet
And
you
the-
saw some things.
Do you know what happened? This is what I realised. Because it's bigger than I normally DJ in that, and there was more people there. I genuinely realised something that happens on these nights out. I've seen the lads that have come out well dressed. I've seen the gal that have come out well dressed. I said, this is all about sex. I said, even if your boyfriend's at home, it might not be about you getting sex. It might feel about you being sexually attractive.
I
It
don't
might
even
be
think
about.
it's that.
It's 90% sexual.
What? And
Music-
you took that wedding to
I
realise.
don't even think it's that.
No, just to see little things that day, just little clips.
Yeah, but I
that
think
day, I was like,
even
this
now,
is
like, what is it? They
cool.
used to say the wallflowers, the ones that aren't doing anything, they're just stood at the edge, like, oh, because they're too embarrassed to dance. When you get deep into stuff like raves and stuff like that, the ones that are stood at the edge, the majority of the time, Because they don't want to dance.
Yeah, raves are better.
It's because they're looking to see the ones that are like.
Yeah, you're right. The people in the
But
middle.
when we're thinking of times like you've been on nights out and you've been drinking a lot. You've been drinking a lot.
Eyeballing, man. Get me.
You've been drinking a lot and you've got absolutely like fucked up and stuff. But you've had lots of nights like that. But you ain't ended up like not being able to remember shit. Have you ever had it when you've been a night out and you've drank a lot, but not as much as you drank before, but you've ended up like blackout drunk and you can't remember stuff?
Yeah, complete, like 5 hour black.
It's them mystery guys walking around just dashing stuff in, anything, and then what they do is they'll be there, they'll just be, maybe not even on the edge, they'll be in the bar, they'll be in the place, looking for the girl, because they don't even matter, that's much of dashing, looking for the girl that's like,
on that
note,
I must have saved so many bitches' lives. Because when I was on that stealing drinks thing, you know, you were on.
Mine's thinking, so all the drinks say, you're like,
listen, we've all been there, man.
we steal people's drinks, bro.
You've never done that before?
No, man.
I used to be the mind.
It's not stealing, it's borrowing. I was fucking cute. I remember one time I was like, oh shit, I'm going to do it, because it was really quiet club. I think it was like a Tuesday night, we were out with the boys. I don't even think I was that skint, but we were out with the boys. Like, fuck that, and there were these 2 drinks. I was like, fucking hell, let's go. Yeah, I was like, we were talking. I was like, I'm gonna go. Snatched it. I was behind the back. I was like, yeah. What about? I was like, fucking get in. Water. Let's go.
I stole one time, and I was drinking it. I remember this was one night I was out with Tracy, and this guy came up to me. And he's like, "You got my drink?" And I went,
"Prove it."
This one. He said, "Yeah, it's my drink." You sure? And he said, yeah. I said, do you want it? And he goes, no, you keep it. I that was the end of the story. And I saw LT, not Stefan and Lee Thomas. We were by the bar and somebody ordered a fishbowl. And it was filled and they ordered it. And they turned around to pay and he took it. I was like, that's the most gangster shit I've ever seen in my life.
What?
He just walked off with places and it's free drinks, but they give you tokens. So it's not a cash bar, but they give you tokens, and if the tokens run out, they've run out. I remember before, so you've got them, they're all rushing around, getting all the drinks. I'm stood there, and I'm with 4 guys. I'm like, what, can I have 8 pints, please? She's like, yeah. So she pours the 8 pints, puts 4 of them down, turns around to get the other 4. Just take those 4, fuck off. Bounce.
Come find me.
What are you doing? I was like, I'm keeping these tokens. Mate, have you got time to find designated parties? Yo, this is Jack, you're watching Fake Garage, and if you like what you see, like, follow and subscribe.